Everybody, welcome back to the channel here. Thought I'd take you around my field, kind of show you how I have it designed here for hunting purposes. There's a dogwood right here behind me. I thought I'd brush around it. That thing during deer season will be full of scrapes. I mean, they'll be all the way around the tree. And that behind it there's a pond in the woods where there's a little logging road. The deer, they usually either come from wherever they come from into here, or they'll either leave that way. But you can see there's a little road that'll take you down to the back part of the field along the tree line. And then there's a little road right here to take you to the center of the field. There's a little road that takes you up that logging road up to the pond. So the woods back up in there where the pond is, it's like a oak hickory type forest. There's some pine in there, but it doesn't have much understory, and you can see from one end to the other. So the deer, they'd rather be in this field right here. A lot of these pines and cedars that I left, I mean, here in a year or so, I'm gonna have to cut them all down and let them start growing again to keep the right type of cover I want. But a lot of those are buck rubs, especially those out in the center of the field from years past. I just left them there. Plus they look cool. And then I like them too because during turkey season, you come put a blind up next to them, kind of gives you some cover. But this is the top part of the field. It's the highest elevation part of the field. There's not a whole lot of elevation change in this field, but this is the higher part. So here's another little road that'll take you to the center of the field. And all these little pockets of just brush I left, there'll be turkey that nest in those. So some spots will have two hens. Some will have 3 or more hens. But they like to get in there and nest. And like I say, I kill every predator I see. So I trap all the raccoons and possums, and I'll shoot every bobcat and coyote that I see. So they're pretty safe out here. So there's the center of the field down behind this little entrance right here. And that right now has clover, and it has winter rye. It's kind of a cover on it. And then back up in this top part too, a little ways there's clover, and there's some rye. And you can see this real thick cover. These deer love that cover. And turkey do too. They love to have an open spot with some cover around it. And so this little junction right here will take you to this other dogwood. It's right here to my left. It's got the brush around it. That will be covered in scrapes also all the way around during deer season. It's just a really hot spot. So there's a little road that will take you down to the center. There's a little road that will take you to what I consider the front part of the field. There's the center of the field. So there's all these little pockets I cut in here. These little roads, they go all the way through, in and out. So if a deer is laying in one of these little pockets, they can get up, they can run quickly with the exit there. So these little pockets right here that I have cut along these things, in the early part of the year, in the spring, while it's still raining quite a bit, I will spray some glyphosate inside those little spots, and I will spray it with some tick repellent and some fly repellent. I don't do it any later in the year because the deer, they don't like the smell of it. And you spray that in their beds, they won't come back to that bed. And especially if all of them's got it sprayed in it, man, they'll just leave the property probably. But you can see how these little pockets cut in here. They got plenty of browse, plenty of stuff to browse on. There's plenty of food, a lot of groceries right here. So, like I said, at the time I was even recording this, man, there was some hens just a clucking, just yelping away, not even knowing I'm there, just happy. And then there was a turkey, just a spit drumming, just a strutting away in another part of the field while I was recording this. So you can see I have plenty of little pockets cut in here. So there could be, several groups of deer. There could be one group in one spot, another group in the next spot, another group in the next spot, and they're not going to be bothering each other. Because deer, they're kind of social, but They don't like other deer coming in their spot or eating other food. They will fight them away. So especially like a dominant doe, she won't allow them to stay there. So, but with these little pockets, these little roads I cut through, plenty of different groups can stay in here and not be bothering each other. So this little road takes you down into the front part of the field, what I consider the front part of the field. Like I said, there'll be turkey nested in all these little thick spots through here. And it just gives cover for the animals, but also gives cover for the hunter to sneak in to hunt these things. You can see that there's plenty of groceries in here, a lot of food, a lot of vegetation. There's, and deer, they get a lot of water from this vegetation too, so they can eat this and not have to worry about, being thirsty during the hot time of the summer. There's all kinds of security cover. But they like that leafy browse. There's also persimmons growing in here. Some American persimmon that started growing in here. So you can kind of see there's just a lot of cover for them. That's the main thing that a deer needs is cover. Food and cover probably tie for number one, and then water to be the next one. So if they got cover and they got food, they got water, they'll stay there. They'll love it there. So you can see all these little pockets I got cut in here. This little road will lead to the center of the field. You come back out in the center field. There's a little brush pile I need to burn right there. So this is the property line. There's the neighbors, got their little hunting stand right there. So that means I'm doing something right since they want to be so close to my property here. But I left all this thick brush both sides so that they can't be too nosy. But it left me this little trail, so if I want to be nosy, I can go be nosy. But yeah, I got this cover up along the property line, bunch of it. So this is the lower part of the field, the lowest elevation part. There is an entrance to a logging road right here. And this logging road will take you deep down in the woods to where there's a spring, and I use it as a sanctuary. It's about 15 acres. It's just nobody goes in there, and it's just maybe once a year to go shed hunt. That's about it. And there's another entrance to logging road back in there that will take you a different direction, and it's just constantly used by deer. There'll be scrapes all up and down those little logging roads. So you see I left some thick out there for deer to run and hide in if they need to. So this particular spot right here, you can see this that I haven't cut. This is all Lespedeza that's inside here. And there'll be just a ton of turkeys in there every single day eating on that. And I don't know what it is about this stage of it when it's just starting to grow, but the turkey love it. They'll be in there, 1 or 2 to 20 turkeys at a time. And it's an everyday thing. So I left them a little security cover in the front part of it where they can be in there and not have to worry about so much about something seeing them. So this spot right here in the woods is where I used to always do my food plot. It's right here. I used to always do chicory, and then right outside of it, out here where I'm at right now, I used to do some chicory, it's clover. So I burnt these woods earlier in the spring, right before a big thunderstorm. I just lit it up and let it burn. So this year I haven't planted nothing inside here. I'm going to wait till fall to plant this winter rye in here and give them some food. But there's a big old black oak I need to cut down in the center of it. It shadows out the sun, and also when it drops leaves in the fall, it just covers the food plot. Just kills everything out. So I used to plant right out here too, chicory and clovers. All along this tree line here will be scrapes. I mean, just tons of them all along this tree line. And what's good is a deer will go from one to the next, to the next, to the next. And you got plenty of time to shoot it. So here's that Lespedeza again that I just leave for the turkey. They love it. I mean, I don't know what it is about it, but they'll be in that little spot there for hours at a time, just eating away and happy. So there's that Lespedeza. But yeah, you let that grow any taller than that, all it does is kill out all the other grasses around it and leaves like a dirt floor, underneath it. So it's bad later in its life, but when it's starting to grow, turkey love it. So along this tree line here, there's another logging road you can enter to go down the woods, and deer just constantly in and out of it. And so here's the water hole. I left some brush around the water hole so that they have some security when they come up to get a drink, but not too close to the water hole where they could get ambushed, or they feel like they're going to get ambushed. So now we're at the center of the field, and it has kind of two spots to it. So there's another dogwood right there to the right, and that thing will be covered in scrapes. I mean, scrapes so big that you can lay down in them. So this is that center part again, that little brush pile. And like I say, I got clover planted right here and winter rye right now. I'm just going to go straight winter rye when it gets closer to fall. But you can see all these little pockets of just brush. Those things have turkeys nested in them. Almost every single one of them. 1 to 2, 3 turkeys sometimes. So there was that dogwood I was telling you about, it has scrapes. So through here, I just cut a bunch of little pockets. And then you can see all the good security cover. I mean, the deer just love the cover in here. It feels safe. I've took thermal before it came out and just kind of looked around, and I've counted up to 20 deer laying in here at a time. So, like I say, the different groups of deer can come in and they can have their privacy from other groups of deer. So you see all these little pockets. So each one of these little pockets has an exit too. So if the deer feel they need to run, they can run out through the back, or they can run out through the front, whatever they decide to do. So this is the back part of the field. This little spot is just always, man, all this tree line right here will just be covered in scrapes. Tons of them, buck rubs. That goes to the top. This little spot's where all the little exits come from the bedding. All along this tree line will be scrapes and little buck rubs all around it. And cut through here to where all this will be scrapes through here. And you'll see some. There's a little one that'll take you back to the center field. You see these little buck rubs from, last year or the past. Just a bunch of little trees they like to rub on. So yeah, there's as you're leaving this little spot, there's a little junction. You can either go back to the center of the field, towards the top of the field. Here's another one that takes you to the center of the field. And then here's another one up here where the deer love to bed. They love to lay in here. I don't know what it is, but man, I've seen like 9 deer laying in here at a time with the thermal. I'll show you up here. Getting close to it. So you can see they got plenty of cover. If you just get down on your knees by deer's height, you'd see how good cover is. So right there's where they like to lay down, is in that little circle. They love to get in there and lay down. I'm not sure what it is about that spot, but they love it. So this one right here will take you back out to that dogwood that'll have all the scrapes on it. And then there's going towards the back of the field again. This is taking towards the water hole. So I left all this stick right here, all that brush and grass out there for the deer. If they were running from a coyote, they can get out there and they can hide. And it also gives a spot for quail or whatever wants to live in it. They can live in it. So, and a lot of these little things of brush too I left not only for turkeys to nest in, but so I could put up a hunting blind if I want to, turkey hunt. I can just stick one up in between any of these and they don't even know you're there. So, yeah, this is the center of the field again. I have some mineral licks out here for them. So there's just that tree line. They'll be covered in scrapes down there lower. There's also a logging road that goes in right about down there by that pine. And it takes you deep in the woods. And like I say, I never go in there. That's just kind of a little sanctuary. These woods are a little different than the other parts, like on the top of the field. These right here have a lot of underbrush. They got a lot of cover inside these woods. So you kind of see they got plenty of space to roam around. There's a big pasture part that I cut right back behind me there. So if they feel like grazing in the open field, they can. So this is an example of how it looks from the outside. You can't tell that there's any little pockets cut in there at all. You can't see that there's all the little mazes in there. From the outside, it looks just like that all the way around. So you never even know what's in the center of it until you get in there to hunt. Thank you for watching the video and have a great day.